Hello everyone. In today's class, let us learn about Taylor's theorem for function of two variables. Already you are familiar with Taylor's theorem for function of one variable. This is the extension of that theorem for function of two variables. What your Taylor's theorem for function of one variable says? Suppose f is a function defined on the closed interval a comma b, and the derivatives of f double dash, f dash, f double dash, etc. exists up to n plus 1 order, then it satisfies the condition, or then it says the polynomial expansion for f of x is equal to f of a, f of a plus b minus a by, or simply instead of b you can replace x because I've assumed x here, so I can write this one as x minus a divided by 1 factorial into f dash of a plus x minus a whole square divided by 2 factorial into f double dash of a, etc. It goes on, continues, right? It goes on, continues up to nth derivative, that is x minus a whole to the power of n divided by n factorial nth derivative of f at a plus a quotient, a remainder, right? Plus a remainder. That remainder is nothing but, say, r. That remainder is what? That remainder is equal to, right? That remainder is nothing but x minus a whole to the power of n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 factorial, n plus 1 factorial into n plus 1 the derivative at some theta. What is this theta? This theta is a number in between 0 and 1. Or simply I can say here, since I have considered x, so I have to assume the interval as a to x. A to x. So your theta will be a number in between a and x. If it is a and b, then f of b I would have chosen. So this is a and x. So your theta is a number in between a and x. So this is the Taylor's theorem for function of one variable. The extension of this for two variable is in the same lines as this. See, here in the case of a function of two variables, instead of function of one variable, we are considering two variables. Therefore, f of xy is a function defined on the closed interval a comma b, and f of xy is continuously differentiable up to the order n plus 1 near the point a comma b. So all the partial derivatives exist up to the order n plus 1 at the point or near the point a comma b, open interval a comma b. Then the Taylor polynomial of f of xy at a comma b is given as follows. In the same lines as defined this, we are defining this one. So instead of f of x, we are having f of xy. Instead of f of a, we are having f of a comma b plus 1 by 1 factorial, 1 by 1 factorial. Remember, here it is a total derivative. right? Derivative of f with respect to x at a. But here we are having partial derivative because we are having both independent variables x and y. So we'll write this one in this fashion, right? 1 by 1 factorial, 1 by 1 factorial, x minus a into dou f by dou x at a comma b plus y minus b into partial derivative of f with respect to y at a comma b. I've written these two together and I've written f outside at the point a comma b. But that is one and the same as saying dou f by dou x at a comma b and dou f by dou y at a comma b. You can write like this also. Fine. Then plus we need second derivative. So this is given by 1 by 2 factorial, 1 by 2 factorial, x minus a into dou by dou x plus y minus b into dou by dou y to the power 2 at f of x, for f of xy at a comma b. That means you have to differentiate this with respect to x and y, right? Because I have taken square here, when you expand it, you'll get x minus a whole square into dou square by dou x square. Just to denote that, we have written that one in this form, right? Plus 2 into x minus a into y minus b into dou square by dou x dou y plus y minus b whole square into dou square by dou y square at f of xy at a comma b. You'll see that one, the expansion of this in the next line, right? So in the same fashion here to the power, first derivative, next we need second derivative, right? Plus similarly 1 by 3 factorial of x minus a, 1 by 3 factorial into x minus a into dou by dou x plus y minus b into dou by dou y to the power 3 of f of xy at a comma b. It goes on up to where? Up to n. So 1 by n factorial x minus a into dou by dou x plus y minus b into dou by dou y of n to the power n of f of xy at a comma b plus remainder. This is remainder, right? Like here. That remainder is 1 by n plus 1 factorial and x minus a into dou by dou x plus y minus b into dou by dou y to the power n plus 1 of f of xy at some xi comma eta. Here we had only x, where that theta, that's why here theta comes. Theta lies in between a and x, but here it is a number which is given by xi comma eta, where xi lies in between a and x, and y lies in between. Eta lies in between y and b. It is in the same line as of the function Taylor's theorem of for function of one variable by the same lines. Now, what is the expanded form of this? Let us see. F of xy plus f of ab 1 by 1 factorial. Right? Take this f at a comma b with this. Then you'll get dou f by dou x at a comma b. So that is given by fx at a comma b. That is dou f by dou x at a comma b into x minus a plus y minus b into dou f by dou y at a comma b. That is fy at a comma b plus 1 by 2 factorial. Now expand this, x minus a into dou by dou x plus y minus b into dou by dou y square. That is a plus b whole square type. So we can write this one as x minus a whole square, x minus a whole square, then dou square by dou x square. That is dou square by dou x square is nothing but fxx. That is partial derivative of f 2 times f double dash, like this, f double dash, right? Fxx at a comma b plus 2 times this into this. So 2 into x minus a into y minus b dou square by dou x dou y of f. So you'll get fxy. Dou square f by dou x dou y is given by fxy at a comma b plus y minus b whole square into dou square by dou y square of f at a comma b. That is dou square f by dou y square is given by fyy at a comma b. Similarly, next one is 1 by 3 factorial plus 1 by 3 factorial 1 by 3 factorial of now x minus a whole cube, because you will get a plus b whole cube type. So x minus a whole cube into f xx will come f xx at a comma b at a comma b. Okay, fxx. Next, plus 3 times x minus a whole square into y minus b. I have expanded a plus b whole cube formula, right? So a minus b into f x y. One y will come, right, at a comma b plus 3 times x minus a into y minus b whole square. Y minus b whole square. Say here 3 into x minus a whole square y minus b, right? Now here 3 into x minus a into y minus b whole square. F first fxx, next fxxy. Now fx this is fx yy, fx yy. Then the last term is plus last term. Now this becomes, see, the reducing power of x minus a. First it started with 3, 2, 1. Now it will be 0. So it becomes 0. So increasing power for next term. So initially y minus b to the power of 0 is 1. Then y minus b to the power of 1. Y minus b whole square. Now it is y minus b whole cube. Y minus b whole cube into, first you started with fxx, then fxxy, fxyy. Now remaining is fyy, all three y's, fyy. So go on, proceed like this. You'll get the derivatives, right? So if they ask you to find the first Taylor polynomial, right? That means Taylor polynomial of degree 1. So you have to find f of ab to here, till here. If they ask you to find Taylor's second polynomial, then you have to find this plus this. If they ask you to find Taylor third polynomial, that means Taylor polynomial of degree 3, then you have to come up to here, right? From f of ab to here. That gives you Taylor polynomial of the given function, right, of degree 3. So this is how you have to find the Taylor polynomial using this theorem. Let us see some problem, and we'll understand how we are going to get the Taylor polynomial expansion for the given function. Okay, now the first problem is find the second Taylor polynomial of the function f of xy is equal to this at the point x equal to 1 and y equal to 0. Sometimes they may give like this at 1, 0. You have to understand this is the value for x and this is the value for y. Now, second Taylor polynomial means we have to find up to the degree 2. So degree 2 comes here. So we have to find up to here. For finding this, you remember your a is 1, b is 0 here. A is 1, b is 0. So we have to find f of 1, 0. Then we need fx, that is partial derivative of f with respect to x at 1, 0. Then fy, partial derivative of f with respect to y at 1, 0. Then we need fxx, that is second partial derivative at x for f at 1, 0. Then we need fxy, second partial derivative at 1, 0. And we need fyy, second partial derivative at 1, 0. If you find these, then we can substitute in this formula. right? Now, let us find out them first. What is your given function? F of xy is equal to 1 plus xy square. Let me write the square root as to the power of half. Now, we need f of 1, 0 first, because your x is 1 and we are finding the Taylor polynomial at this point, 1, 0. So, your a is 1 and b is 0. Because we have found this at the point ordered pair 1, a, b. So, in the same fashion, it is 1, 0. So, f of 1, 0 equal to, substitute x equal to 1 and y equal to 0 in this. So, you'll get 1 plus 1 plus 0 whole to the power of half, that is root 2. So, we got f of 1, 0. First term we got. Next, we need fx. So, partially differentiate this f with respect to x. When you are differentiating with respect to x, your y is constant. But this is sum. So, we cannot separate x and y. We cannot separate x and y, because we are adding all of them. So, you have to take all of this as one term. So, this term includes x. So, I have to differentiate assuming that this is x to the power of some number. What is the derivative of x to the power of n? N into x to the power of n minus 1. By that formula, this will be half into 1 plus x plus y square whole to the power of half minus 1. Now, forget this power. Remaining is 1 plus x plus y square. What is the derivative of 1? 0. Plus derivative of x, 1. Plus derivative of y square, 0. So 1 plus 0 plus 0 plus 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 into this is same. But half minus 1 is to the power of minus half. Now we need fx at 1, 0. So fx at 1, 0 equal to, substitute in this, half into 1 plus 1 plus 0 to the power of minus half. That is 2 to the power of minus half. If you send that one to denominator, that becomes 2 to the power of half in the denominator. But 2 to the power of half is root 2. So you'll get 1 by 2 root 2. That is the value of fx. Next, find out what is your fy. Partial derivative of f with respect to y. As usual, here x and y are added together, so we cannot separate it. Assume that this is a function of y. Now, y to the power of n form. So, by that, derivative of that is half into 1 plus x plus y square whole to the power of half minus 1. Now, leave the power. Derivative of 1 is 0. Derivative of x is 0, because x is constant when you are differentiating with respect to y. Derivative of y square is 2y. So 2y comes, 2 cancels. So remaining is y into this. Now substitute what is your x and y. Because your y is 0, 0 into anything becomes 0. So fy of 1, 0 is 0. Next, what is the partial derivative of? Now we have to find the second order partial derivative. How? Differentiate this f twice, right? So instead of that, already we have differentiated with respect to x once here. Differentiate that again. Differentiate that again. So if you differentiate this with respect to x, now half is constant, half will remain. Now minus, see again it is of the form x to the power of n, right? Because this contains x. Minus half into half, minus 1 by 4 into 1 plus x plus y square whole to the power of minus half minus 1. Now leave the power. Remaining is 1. Derivative of 1 is 0 plus derivative of x 1. Derivative of y square is 0, which gives you 1. So minus 1 by 4 into 1 plus x plus y square whole to the power of minus 3 by 2. But we need fxx at 1, 0. Substitute x equal to 1 and y equal to 0 in this. You'll get minus 1 by 8 root 2. Next, we need fxy. How to find fxy? So first we have to differentiate with respect to x. Then we have to differentiate with respect to y. Already we have found the derivative of f with respect to x. So differentiate this with respect to y. Half is constant. Minus half comes here. So half into minus 1 by 2 is minus 1 by 4 into 1 plus x plus y square whole to the power of minus half minus 1. Minus half minus 1. Now leave the power. So you'll get derivative of 1 is 0. derivative of x is also 0 because we are differentiating with respect to y. Derivative of y square is 2y. See, we are differentiating fx with respect to y. That is what the meaning. Now 2 cancels. So minus 1 by 2y into this. But we need fxy at 1, 0. So if you put y equal to 0, you'll get 0 into anything is 0. Now we need fyy. Fyy means we need fy first. So already we have found fy. Differentiate this fy with respect to y. So if you differentiate, see here also y is there, here also y is there. So you have to apply partial product rule. So keep y as it is. Now differentiate this. What is the derivative of this? Minus half into 1 plus x plus y square whole to the power of minus half minus 1 into, right, into, forget this power, you'll get 1, derivative of 1 is 0, x, derivative of x is 0, derivative of y square is 2y. Yes, 2y. Now, keep this function as it is, second term as it is. So, second term as it is, plus, what is the derivative of y? 1. So, you'll get simply this much. Now, here 2 get cancels, right? So, you'll get minus y square into this, plus this. But y is 0, so because we need fyy at 1, 0. So your y is 0, 0 into anything becomes 0. Now here 1 plus 0 whole to the power of minus half, which gives you 1 by root 2. Now substitute all these things in the Taylor polynomial. What is your second order Taylor polynomial at 1, 0? fxy, that is f of xy, is equal to f of 1, 0 plus 1 by 1 factorial into x minus a is 1, so x minus 1 into fx at 1, 0 plus y minus b, that is 0, so y minus 0 into fy of 1, 0 plus 1 by 2 factorial into x minus 1 whole square fxx at 1, 0, your a is 1, plus 2 into x minus a, that is 1, into y minus b, that is 0, fxy at 1, 0 plus y minus b whole square, that is y minus 0 whole square, fyy at 1, 0, etc. Now substitute, what is your f of xy? That is this, is equal to, what is your f of 1, 0? F of 1, 0 is root 2. So root 2 plus x minus 1 into 1 by 1 factorial is 1. What is your fx at 1, 0? 1 by 2 root 2. Now y minus 0 into, what is your fy at 1, 0? It is 0. So y into 0 plus 1 by 2 factorial is 1 by 2 into x minus 1 whole square into, what is your fxx at 1, 0? Minus 1 by 8 root 2 plus 2 into x minus 1 into y into, what is your fxy? Your fxy is 0. So 0 plus fy square, y minus 0 means y square into fyy is 1 by root 2, etc. Simplify this, you will get this much. So this is how you have to find the Taylor series Taylor polynomial expansion for the given function. Right? All right. Just a minute. Right? Now let us solve another problem. Find the third order Taylor polynomial for the function f of xy equal to e to the power of x into sine y at x equal to 0 and y equal to 0. So your a is 0 and b is also 0 here. A is 0 and b is 0. Okay. Now, as usual, we start with f of a comma b. right? So here we need f of 0, comma 0. So what is your f of x y? E to the power of x into sine y. So we'll put x equal to 0 and y equal to 0. You'll get e to the power of 0 into sine 0. Sine 0 is 0. 0 and anything is 0. So we got 0. Now, let us partially differentiate fxy with respect to x. When you are differentiating with respect to x, your y is constant. So your sine y is constant. This is not sum, this is product. So this is not, I mean, all of this is not one term. This is product of two terms. So we'll keep sine y as it is. Then what is the derivative of e to the power of x? E to the power of x only. Now we need this at 0, 0. So put x equal to 0, y equal to 0. Sine 0 is 0, 0 and everything is 0. Now differentiate this with respect to y. When you're differentiating with respect to y, your e to the power of x is constant. So e to the power of x is constant. Derivative of sine y is cos y. But we need this at 0, 0. Put x equal to 0 and y equal to 0. So e to the power of 0 into cos 0. E to the power of 0 is also 1. Cos 0 is also 1. So 1 into 1 is 1. Next, we need fxx. So differentiate fx. Differentiate fx again. So when you are differentiating with respect to x, your y is constant. So sine y is constant. Derivative of e to the power of x is e to the power of x. Then we need fxx at 0, 0. So put x equal to 0 and y equal to 0, you'll get 0. Next, we need fxy. So we have to differentiate fx with respect to y. So we have to differentiate this with respect to y. When you are differentiating with respect to y, your x is constant. So e to the power of x is constant. Derivative of sine y is cos y. Therefore, fxy at 0, 0 is e to the power of 0 into cos 0. E to the power of 0 is 1. Cos 0 is also 1. So you'll get 1. Next, what is your fyy? Fyy means differentiate fy with respect to y. So when you are differentiating with respect to y, your x is constant. So e to the power of x is constant. Then derivative of cos y is minus sin y. Put x equal to 0 and y equal to 0, you'll get 0 only. Now we need third order derivative. So we need fxx. That means differentiate this fxx with respect to x. What is the derivative of this with respect to x? Your sin y is constant. Derivative of e to the power of x is e to the power of x. Now we need fxx at 0, 0. So substitute x equal to 0 and y equal to 0. Then we need fxx at y. That means we need to differentiate. We need to differentiate this with respect to y. Let us differentiate this with respect to y. When you are differentiating with respect to y, your x is constant. So e to the power of x is constant. Derivative of sin is cos y. See, that is what we got. But we need this at 0, 0. So substitute x equal to 0, y equal to 0. You'll get 1. Then we need fx at fxy. So you have to differentiate fxy with respect to y. We need to differentiate fxy with respect to y. Will you agree? Okay. So let us differentiate fxy with respect to y. When you are differentiating with respect to y, your x is constant. So e to the power of x is constant. Derivative of cos y is what? Minus sin y. So you will get minus e to the power of x into sin y. But we need fxy at 0, 0. So substitute x equal to 0 and y equal to 0, you will get 0. Then last, we need fyy. So how you are going to get this? They have to differentiate fyy with respect to y. So fyy with respect to y, when you are differentiating with respect to y, your x is constant. So minus e to the power of x is constant. What is the derivative of sin y? Cos y. So you will get minus e to the power of x into cos y. But we need fyy at 0, 0. So substitute x equal to 0 and y equal to 0, you will get minus 1. Now, what is the Taylor polynomial of f of xy at 0, 0? It is given by f of xy is equal to f of 0, 0 plus 1 by 1 factorial into x minus a. That is x minus 0 into fx at 0, 0 plus y minus b. That is y minus 0 into fy at 0, 0 plus 1 by 2 factorial into x minus 0 whole square fxx at 0, 0 plus twice x minus 0 into y minus 0 fxy at 0, 0 plus y minus 0 whole square fyy at 0, 0. So in place of a and b, we have substituted 0, 0. That's it. Similarly, we need third order. So we have to write 1 by 3 factorial into x minus a, that is x minus 0 whole cube into fxx at 0, 0 plus 3 into x minus 0 whole square into y minus 0 fxxy at 0, 0 plus 3 into x minus 0 into y minus 0 whole square fxyy at 0, 0 plus after this becomes to the power of 0, that is 1, right? So simply you will get y minus 0 whole cube fyy at 0, 0, etc. Now substitute all these things in this, right? So you're going to get this much. So this is 0, 0. Simply you'll get y plus this is also 0. Simply you'll get 2xy. 2 cancels. Simply you'll get xy. And 1 by 3 factorial is 1 by 6. 3x square y by 1 by 6 is x square y by 2. Then this is also 0. Minus y cube becomes minus y cube by 6, etc. Because we have to multiply whole of this with 6. So this is the required third order Taylor polynomial. Now this is how you have to solve the problems, right? For finding the Taylor expansion or Taylor polynomial of the given function. I'd given one more problem. Log of 1 plus x plus y at x equal to 0 and y equal to 0. We need second order Taylor polynomial. So second order partial derivative is necessary for us for writing this. Right? So here 1 plus x plus y, it is sum. So your x and y are added together. You cannot separate them. And outside function is log. First we need f of 0, 0. So substitute x equal to 0 and y equal to 0. You'll get log 1. Log 1 is 0. Now differentiate this. What is the derivative of log 1 by of this? Into, forget log. Remaining is 1. What is the derivative of 1? 0. Derivative of x with respect to x is 1 plus derivative of y 0. So simply you will get 1. So substitute x equal to 0 and y equal to 0. You will get 1 by 1, which is 1. Now similarly differentiate this with respect to y. When you are differentiating with respect to y, your x is constant. But here x and y are added. So you cannot separate them. And the outside function is log. So derivative of log is 1 by 1 plus x plus y into, forget log, derivative of 1 is 0, derivative of x is also 0, derivative of y is 1, right? Again, you find fy at 0, 0, you'll get 1. So like this, you find all of them and substitute in this, right? You'll get this answer. Now similarly, what about the function f of xy? Tan inverse y by x at x equal to 1 and y equal to 1. Now here, remember your x and y are mixed together. You cannot separate them. So you have to treat this one as function of x also, y also. But outside function is tan inverse. First we need f of 1 comma 1. That is tan inverse of 1 by 1. Tan inverse 1 is pi by 4. Now differentiate this with respect to x. So what is your outside function? Tan inverse. What is the derivative of tan inverse? 1 by 1 plus of this function, of this term, square. So 1 by 1 plus y by x whole square. Forget this tan inverse. Remaining is y by x. You are differentiating with respect to x. Therefore y is constant. So y remains as it is. Then what is the derivative of 1 by x? That is minus 1 by x square. Now minus y by x square comes in the numerator. Now take LCM. X square is the LCM. So x square plus y square divided by x square comes. X square cancels. Simply you'll get minus y by x square plus y square. But we need this at 1 comma 1. Substitute, you will get minus 1 by 2. Similarly, differentiate this with respect to y. So outside term function is tan inverse. Outside term What is the derivative of tan inverse? 1 by 1 plus this term whole square. Forget tan inverse. Now you have to differentiate y by x. But you are differentiating with respect to y. Therefore, 1 by x is constant. What is the derivative of y? 1 you will get. Now 1 by x comes in the numerator. Take LCM. You'll get x square plus y square divided by x square. 1x get cancels. Now if you send this one to numerator, that becomes x by x square plus y square. Now substitute x equal to 1 and y equal to 1. Now we need fxx. So we have to differentiate fx with respect to x. Right? When you are differentiating with respect to x, your y is constant. But let us assume this is of the form u by v. How are you going to differentiate u by v? Denominator square. Denominator into derivative of minus y is 0 because we are differentiating with respect to x, minus numerator into derivative of denominator. Derivative of x square is 2x. Derivative of y square is 0. So simply you will get 0 into anything is 0. So minus 2x, minus into minus plus 2xy by x square plus y square whole square. Put x equal to 1 and y equal to 1 and simplify. You will get 1 by 2. Similarly, we need fxy at x comma y. So differentiate fx with respect to y. As usual, denominator square, right? Denominator square, then denominator into derivative of numerator. Derivative of minus y is minus 1 because we are differentiating with respect to y. That is the difference between these two. With respect to it becomes 0 with respect to x, but with respect to y it becomes minus 1 minus numerator, that is minus y into derivative of denominator. Derivative of x square is 0. Derivative of y square is 2y. Right? Now simplify. Minus x square minus y square plus 2y square. That gives you minus x square plus y square by this. Put x equal to 1, y equal to 1 and see what you're going to get. What is your fyy? Differentiate this fy with respect to y. As usual, u by v type, denominator square, denominator into derivative of numerator is 0 because you are differentiating with respect to y, minus numerator into derivative of denominator. Derivative of x square is 0. Derivative of y square is 2y. So you'll get minus 2xy by this. Put x equal to 1 and y equal to 1 and you'll get this. Substitute that in the formula. Here your a is 1, b is 1. Substitute that in the formula. You'll get this. Now substitute all these answer and this one and simplify. You'll get this much. And see here. This is 0, so 0 into anything is 0. Now 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 is 1 by 4, so that's why you get 4 here. Then minus y minus 1 whole square. 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 is 1 by 4, so you'll get 4 here. Right? So this is how you have to find the Taylor polynomial of the given order, of the order which they have asked at the given point for the given function. At given few problems, you write them as an assignment. We'll continue in the next session. Thank you. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತೇನ್ರಪ್ಪ? ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ ಟೈಲರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪಾನ್ಷನ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತ? 100% ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತಪ್ಪ 5 ಮಾರ್ಕಿಗೆ. 5 ಮಾರ್ಕಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಯೂಶುವಲಿ ಅವ್ರು ಕೇಳೋದು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಅಥವಾ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್. ಸೊ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಪಾರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಡೆರಿವೇಟಿವ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಪಾರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಡೆರಿವೇಟಿವ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಥರ್ಡ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಪಾರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಡೆರಿವೇಟಿವ್ಸ್, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಪಾರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಡೆರಿವೇಟಿವ್ಸ್, ಥರ್ಡ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಪಾರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಡೆರಿವೇಟಿವ್ ಮೂರನ್ನು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ನ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನ ಟೈಲರ್ ಪಾಲಿನಾಮಿಯಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಉಳಿದವ್ರಿಗೆ? ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? 100% ಒಂದು ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಇರುತ್ತಪ್ಪ 5 ಮಾರ್ಕಿಗೆ. ಓಕೆ, All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
I'll
sir.
stop at this stage. We'll continue in the next class.